So this past summer, I purchased the Balsam Hill European Fir Christmas tree, and I'm so excited to set it up. It's been sitting in boxes in the basement all this time, so finally I get to set up the tree and see what it looks like. So in this video, I'm going to do a review of the tree and kind of show you what the tree comes with and what the setup is like. So let's get started. So this particular Christmas tree comes in 2 boxes, and on the ends of the boxes it tells you which box to open first, because there's box 1 and box 2. So I'm going to start opening the first box. So when you first open the box, we have these set of instructions on how to set up the tree. And so this is a storage bag for the Christmas tree after the season. So as you can see, each section is labeled with a little tag. So this is section 5. I'm just going to take all the sections out and set them on the floor. And as you can see, the larger sections are tied together with a ribbon just so that they stay kind of nice and collected. And in the very bottom here, we have the tree stand. So this is for the tree stand as well. And then one other thing that they come with are some gloves to wear to kind of keep your hands protected when you're working with the artificial foliage. So that is something that I really like about Balsam Hill trees. And then it looks like it does come with some extra little rubber Tootsie covers for the stand as well. So I guess if you lose any of those covers, there are a few extra in here. And then there was this other packet of just little parts. And so I'm gonna wait to open this box up till a little bit later. So I'm just gonna scoot this out of the way and start putting the stand together. Okay, so turn the stand open like that. There's a little hole for this screw piece right here. And I'm just gonna get it started, but not going too far. So I got a pair of the gloves on. So the first thing I'm gonna do is put the section 1 into the tree stand. So I'm just gonna remove this little cap to pull into the stand. And then I'm just going to tighten this screw. So then I'm just gonna undo this ribbon to let the branches fall down. So at this stage, it's really nice because you kind of get an idea of how wide the Christmas tree will be. Of course, on the website, when you're shopping for the trees, it does give you the dimensions, but this gives a really good visual as well, as far as how large the tree will end up looking. So now we have section 1 in the stand. Now you could fluff the tree as you put the different layers into the stand, but I prefer to wait till the whole tree is put together. It's just a personal preference thing, so you definitely can start fluffing the tree now, but I think I'm going to wait until the tree is put together. So the first box contained sections 1, 4, and 5, and also of course the tree stand and the storage bag and all of that. So it's time now to open the second box. So it looks like the second box also includes another storage bag for this half of the tree. So I'm just gonna set this one aside as well. So then I'm just going to remove the rest of these sections from the box. And there it is, section 2. I'm gonna remove the cap and then place it right here. So then I'm just going to untie the ribbon again and then let the branches fall into place. So then I'm just going to continue adding the rest of the sections in order. So as you can see, setting up the tree is pretty straightforward. So you basically put the stand together and then set the sections together in the proper order. Now I was gonna joke and say, look at the tree is done, but obviously there is a little bit of fluffing to do. So fluffing Christmas trees is a make or break in the final look of the tree. No matter what artificial tree it is, or garland or wreath, all of these things require lots and lots of fluffing to make them look their fullest and their best. So in this next portion, I'll show you what I do to fluff a Christmas tree and how I kind of make it look its best. So before we begin fluffing the branches, I just wanted to give you a look up close at the branches and what they look like right away. So as you can see, there's some more of the artificial usual pine towards the back portions of the branches on this tree. And then about from here, the rest of the way are the nice realistic pine tips. So when I'm fluffing the branches, I usually start towards the inner portion of the tree on the lowest part of the tree. So basically what you do is you just pull these little stems outward. This kind of makes them look, of course, larger. You can kind of control the shape of them. So fluffing the trees different ways will also give them a different look. And some ways of fluffing a tree I think looks more natural than others. But basically, as you can see, I'm just kind of bending the little tips outward from the branch, but kind of keeping them still pointed this direction because that's a little bit more natural looking and the way that pines kind of grow. And now that we're reaching the ends, we're starting to get into the more realistic pine floral. So I'm pretty much following the same process over here. And actually, so these branches right here, as you can see, kind of spread out into multiples. So we'll have one kind of bend out this way, and then one bend out the other way. And then we'll just kind of fluff the ends. And actually, it looks like they spread out even more here. So I'm just gonna spread this one out just a little bit further to give more room for these. So that's kind of nice. It makes the branch look a little bit wider, and of course will make the tree look more full. So as you can see, I have one branch fluffed. So now I'm just going to continue fluffing the branches on the rest of the tree. So the tree is finally fluffed. So as you can see, the bottom portion is quite a bit more full than the top portion because this is kind of a sparse tree, especially towards the top, and it's just kind of the tree's style. At the top, there was a little bit of creative fluffing that it took to get it to look the way that it does. And so I thought I'd bring the camera in close just to kind of show you what I did. So here we're looking at the upper portion of the Christmas tree. So at the top here, we have these kind of branches that come out from the main stem of the tree. And so you kind of bend those downward. So I made sure not to bend those too far down because if I did, it made it a little less full towards the top of the tree. So to get the fullness that I have here, I kind of left some of them, as you can see, bent upward rather than completely straight out. And another thing that I did up at the top is I used these little branch stems that kind of are attached just straight to the center post to cover up the brown of the branches, as you see here. Because at the top, it's kind of, I'll kind of take those away. that's what it looks like at the very top of the tree. And so to kind of cover these up and make it look a little bit more realistic, I've kind of bent these little stems upward fairly far so that they kind of rest in front of the line of sight of those branches. So, and then from a distance, you can see it makes it look a little bit more full up there. And so one other thing to note, the very top of the tree has these very long spriggy stems. So I did kind of bend them and give a curve to them to make them slope upward. Down towards the lower portion of the tree, like I said, it is very, very, very full. So lots and lots of branches. When I was fluffing this, I was almost running out of room to put all of the different stems. But like I said, towards the top, with some creative fluffing, I was able to get it to look full too, or at least as full as a tree of this design was meant to look. But I wanted to thank you so much for watching. I hope this video kind of gave you a little bit of insight into what this style of Balsam Hill tree is actually like in person, and kind of what it takes to get them set up and looking great. This is definitely a very fun Christmas tree with an interesting shape to it.